comments from Triple H so personally? He didn't say your name.
Didn't say my name, but
why did you think he was talking about you specifically?
He was, and like I've got people that I won't throw under the bus and stuff.
Hey guys, we're here at Toss Ring Scandal, aka KDH. We're gonna talk about Will Ospreay and why this man continues to run his mouth. We're gonna cover more at the locker room. Let's get into it, guys.
I'm tired of being humble. I'm tired of letting people think they got a chance. The tribal chief is head and shoulders above everybody.
Hey, guys, we're here at the locker room, Toss Ring Scandal, aka KDH, Turnbuckle King in the building. We're going to talk about why Will Ospreay is a bitter wrestler, why Will Ospreay needs to stop crying. You guys get the lights up as we come to the locker room. We about to air some dirty laundry on this one. Now, I've been trying to stay quiet, but this needs to be said. Past several months in these interviews, Will Ospreay has always want to run his mouth about WWE. Well, he don't like WWE. What's wrong with it? Whether it's Triple H, whether it's by the company or how they run a company, whatever. This dude steady runs his mouth, and I want to say he is becoming one of my top three disliked wrestlers. For those who don't know at the locker room, I'm about to list my 3 disliked wrestlers before we get into it. Will Ospreay, Heyman, Adam Page, and Seth Rollins. Those 3 dudes I do not like in wrestling because they always got some stupid crap to say. But anyway, while we talk about this fool Will Ospreay, he goes on Daily Star and he talks about how he's not a fan of WWE and how he said while WWE's on fire, he don't like the product, he don't like the style of wrestling, it's a crazy schedule and all this other nonsense. That he dogged WrestleMania, which he had a point. WrestleMania was not the best WrestleMania and all this other stuff. I mean, this dude always wants to talk and run his mouth. Now, Will Ospreay, for those you don't know, he is known for being the New Japan Pro Wrestling. He held the IWGP Championship. He has made appearances in TNA, shortly before being signed with AEW back of last year in 2024. But we're going to cover the interviews that he does. He did one with Chris Van Fleet maybe 2 to 3 months ago where he talked about Triple H at WWE. And then we'll cover the interview with the Daily Star. Let's get into it. Let's see what this clown has to say.
Take those comments from Triple H so personally. He didn't say your name.
Didn't say my name, but
why did you think he was talking about you specifically?
He was, and like I've got people that I won't throw under the bus and saying, yeah, it was about me. I won't throw anyone names under the bus, but it was about me. But like, I don't think it's like, I'm not taking it personally like, oh, that hurt my feelings. It's just kind of like, all right, you take a French jab at me, I'll take one back. There's nothing like horrible about it. Like, I don't hate the guy. Oh, I've never met him. How can I hate someone that I've never even met?
You didn't even talk to him?
No, I've never spoke to him. Oh, I have an agency to talk to everyone, and I've told everybody about my situation and why I want to remain in the UK, which is why that like kind of like hurt me a little bit, but just like not to the point where like it keeps me up at night. It's like, okay, you take a jab at me, I'll take one back, and then that's it, we're done.
Yeah.
And then someone was at this show that I was doing some stuff for Pro Wrestling Eve, and they do this thing called the Multiverse Rumble, and everybody dresses up as characters, and somebody dressed up as Triple H and walked in here, and I looked, I went, I've got to do it now, haven't I? Like,
why'd you have to do it?
Because it's funny. And if anyone doesn't think it's funny, then I can't tell you what your humor is, but my humor is, this is hilarious, I'm going to do it.
I think there's a certain section of fan, whether you're an AEW fan, a WWE fan, New Japan fan, TNA fan, whatever, they're going to go, I don't like that other thing, so I'm going to try to find a problem with that other thing and try to find a reason why I don't like it.
That's fair, yeah. I mean, I can definitely see how people act like that. I don't think that way, so I can't fully understand. I can't understand anyone's thought process. I'm fucking autistic as fuck, mate. Like, I can't understand anyone's besides my own. I don't really know why, like, if I got in trouble about this whole instance, like, I don't understand why I got in trouble for it. Like, I mean, I have an idea about it, but not.
It's a great pedigree.
It's an amazing pedigree. I might start doing it.
Why not? Living anywhere in the US might grate on you a little bit.
No, it's not. Like, I have a weird anxiety with it. I don't like fully. When I lived in Japan, I had a mad anxiety with it, but it was so much like England, where like the public transport systems, I could get to Osaka and I could get to Tokyo, I could get there. As my centre bed was Tokyo, it was super easy for me. America's not really like that. You got to fucking fly everywhere.
What's big?
So like it's huge, dude. And I think that like once again, it's an anxiety coming here. It like fills me with like nerves because if like one thing goes wrong, I feel like I break as a human being. So like it's just for me personally, I don't fancy doing it. But like, will it happen eventually? Maybe. But like I'm doing my best to not move here.
Is that the biggest reason that AEW is the right fit for you?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Like the offers were night and day as well. Like flipping, like the whole idea for me was like I wanted to make money from this, and like I wanted to have the most amount of time with my family. And although like 3 days out of the week I would be wrestling, like I get Friday, Saturday, Sunday with my kid, and like obviously when there's a pay-per-view it doesn't, but like I get that time with my kid. He's not at school. I get to do whatever I want with him. We play video games. We go out and we'd go like on mad hikes. So like, for me, that's way more important. And like, I just didn't want to do the move. That's it. And like for me, I believe in what AEW is doing. I believe in the style. I believe in like the genre. I believe it is like actually the best wrestling in North America right now. And I just think, I just want to drive that home, and I want to be the guy. Hey, so I want to just keep doing what I'm doing out here and just hope like we can just like keep fucking putting out these classic shows, man. Like the recent Dynamites and Collisions have been like fucking stellar.
Why is this the best wrestling in North America and not the world?
Well, because Michael Cole said it. It's like he said flipping. It's they're more sports orientated and like storytelling. I think that's fair. Like that's more than fair. Like we're more professional wrestling based. So I think that's great. And he's the voice of WWE for how long?
30 years.
Exactly. So
yeah.
like that's the reason why like they're doing so well. They're just like they're telling their flipping awesome stories on Netflix. It's great for them, but we're doing great stuff as well. And I think like it's so good that both of us like are doing great things. Like I feel like everyone in North America right now, like that has like any type of TV deal, like everyone's doing like really well and like putting out great content. So like this is the bit where I'm like, man, wrestling's sick right now.
It's been a year since you've been in AEW.
Now, that was Will Ospreay with Chris Van Fleet. Shout out to Chris Van Fleet. Great interview. One of the best in the game. Now, he talked about how, the whole thing with him and Triple H going back and forth that happened last year. He said he was still on it, saying he knew Triple H was talking about him. Like, dude, let it go. Why you keep talking about old stuff, Will? I mean, aren't you supposed to be happy in AEW? You came from New Japan to AEW. You held the international championship. Man, you should be living the time of your life. Why are you worried about another company? And that's just one interview that he did, but he's just getting on my nerves. I can't stand this guy. Now, for the record, Will Ospreay is a solid wrestler. I'm not saying he's the worst wrestler in history. That's for the record. I'm talking about what he says outside the ring. This dude is too much. He needs to shut his mouth. Anyway, Will Ospreay, he also stated that, us stuff with WWE. He stated the reason he went to AEW because, the traveling, because Chris Van Fleet talked about the jet lag, the traveling. And my thing is, Will Ospreay, most wrestlers that come from New Japan to America, they don't do the traveling back and forth what you're doing. And I think that has a little something to do with your wife or your stepson because she don't want to leave America. My personal opinion, we don't get too much about it. But anyway, we going to cover what he said at the Daily Star when he talked about WWE and the style of wrestling, how they do and everything else. Let's check out Will Ospreay at the Daily Star here.
And like, if you can't keep your talent, don't put belts on them. I would say that. But like for me, I think this is kind of like a stepping stone for him. I think there are way more things coming down the line for him, and I think this is only just the start. I'm really excited to see what happens for him.
Is there like a wrestling kind of community camaraderie, like good feeling? Because I remember seeing you with Sasha Banks, who at that time was with as Sasha Banks at WWE before she came to AEW, having a chat kind of after your match at Wembley. And it made me think, is there generally a kind of camaraderie, respect between WWE talent, AEW talent, like the wrestling community, or is it more like a rivalry?
I think it's a bit of both, to be honest with you. Like, I think deep down we know that WWE is like it's a machine, it's an animal. It's gonna be like they're in like giant stadiums and they're doing so good, but like a lot of people look at us and just go like, what, like we're doing it wrong because WWE are doing this, and it's just like, no, there's just different ways of doing it, hey. And like I happily say, Yeah, I got into WWE when I was a kid, but like when I became like a teenager, I enjoyed like Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero's one, Edge was another one. Like Randy Orton's sick, but like after a while, I just was just like, this is so pantomiming, and like I always remember like when people would go like, especially coming up in wrestling, it was like less is more, and like, is it like because I'm bored. Like it's the same stuff. It's recycled and it's over and over again. And every now and again you get something cool like the CM Punk pipe bomb promo. Like every now and again something like, whoa, that was sick. And like WWE are on fire now, but like I still, as not only just a viewer but as a wrestler, I just don't enjoy it. I think like I haven't watched WrestleMania. Like what I've heard is it wasn't the best Mania in maybe like EO, Rhea, and Bianca was the only sick match on there, which three of them are sick, right? They're three of the best wrestlers, period. But for me, I just never was a WWE guy. I respect it, and I respect the guys doing it. That schedule is like crazy, and I commend them all for doing it. I just didn't like it. I don't like the show. I don't like the style of wrestling. I don't like the presentation. It's got better. I love the one-shots that they've been doing. But I've never been a big fan of it. So that's why when like AEW came along and they went with more like the sports,
find a way forward for yourself. So best wishes, Sam. I thought Matt gave some pretty good advice there. And
one thing I would like to throw out there to all of the people that that did get released or that are working at anywhere, whether it is AEW, TNA, WWE, whatever brand you're working with. One thing I would say is like, learn how to not be overly opinionated when you're talking about other promotions. Like learn how to shut the hell up and just like worry about what you're doing, speak positively, like stop talking negative about other places, because like if you do get that point where you do get released and you're gone, then you've screwed yourself up from going somewhere else. I mean, just be real smart. Like think about that. Like pro wrestling is a small world in the big scheme of things. There's a lot of places to do it now, but just like don't burn bridges before you have an opportunity to go somewhere else, just in case. You never know. The best thing you can possibly do is if there's something you don't like, just shut the hell up about it. Just talk about what you do like, what is positive, what is good. And that's actually, one of the issues that comes with social media. There's people that respond to wrestlers on wrestling Twitter, social media, nonstop, that just negative this. I didn't like this. I didn't like that. If you're a wrestler, if you're a performer, like be better than that, be smarter than that, and learn how to just talk about the things that are positive, the things that you like, and let your grievances go.
Well, it's like if you're a WWE wrestler who gets released and you badmouth WWE, you never know. 5 years from now, one of the executives there could be an executive in another company, and where you are trying to get work. And it is such an industry very similar to the one I come from, but like so much of it is who you know, right place and right time, right?
A lot of it is, yeah. A lot of being at the right place at the right time is the case in the pro wrestling business.
As stated, Will Ospreay continued to run his mouth about WWE. Now, some things I agree with what he said about WrestleMania. And yes, he was getting stale back to Vince McMahon days. But, dude, again, why are you worried about another company? And shout out to what Matt Hardy said afterwards. You wrestlers, what he said was so true. He did an interview on his podcast, Matt Hardy Brand. Shut the hell up and start bashing other companies. Will Ospreay, AEW is not going to be around like WWE is. I'm going to say that right now. So when AEW closes doors and it's closed shop for good and you have nowhere else to go if you're still around, I mean, you ain't going to be able to go WWE because you have burned bridges. You talked about Triple H. You talked about WWE. You talked about the wrestling schedule and everything else. Will Ospreay, you like WWE. You're just still in your feelings because WWE will not sign you because you want this great schedule where you don't have to work as less because you want to stay overseas. You don't want to come to America. You thought Triple H was going to compensate you, and he said no, not happening, Captain. And you still won't get over that. Again, Will Ospreay, you got to chill out with that. Tony Khan was able to get a deal that you wanted. Be happy with that and move on. I'm sick of this dude always running his mouth. He says something else, I'm going to get on him again. But other than that, though, that's all I have regarding why Will Ospreay is a bitter wrestler, because I don't think he's a happy one. Him and a few others at AEW, they steady got to run their mouth about WWE. You guys let me know what this fool Will Ospreay said in his interviews with Chris Van Fleet at Daily Star. Check out the content here at Toss Scandal, a.k.a. KDH. Until then, guys, you already know what it is at this point. It's OUT. T.